The Iskander-M in Sumy has another fascinating story you shouldn't miss. How impactful was the incident there? A recent report from the Russian Ministry of Defense, shared via its official Telegram channel, reveals details of a military strike in the Sumy region of Ukraine. In a black and white video released alongside the report, scenes from around the village of Nagornovka are shown, illustrating how the Russian military operation was conducted with a high level of coordination and precision. Reconnaissance units from the Sever Task Group successfully identified the position of a Ukrainian multiple launch rocket system, or MLRS, that had reportedly fired missiles toward the city of Rilsk in the Kursk region of Russia. Once the launcher's location was confirmed, Russian forces responded swiftly. The Iskander-M operational tactical missile system, known for its accuracy, was immediately deployed. Supported by a Forpost UAV that provided real-time targeting, one unit of the Ukrainian HIMARS MLRS was precisely destroyed. This strike serves as a key example of how coordination among ground troops, intelligence, and advanced technology systems gives Russia a battlefield advantage. In addition, several photos have circulated showing severe damage to a tank maintenance workshop used by the Ukrainian military in the Sumy region. This attack was also claimed to be the result of an Iskander missile strike. The success of this system adds to the growing list of precision operations proudly highlighted by the Russian military. The Iskander missile, particularly its latest variant, the Iskander-1000, has become a symbol of Russia's strategic power. Its capabilities have been showcased during military parades in Red Square, Moscow, where the 448th Missile Brigade and the 112th Novorossiysk Guards Missile Brigade displayed their strength to the public and the world. Not only praised internally, the system has also gained recognition from Western countries for its high-accuracy strike capabilities. What do Western observers have to say? Many have discussed Russia's Iskander missile system. Western military analysts are now turning their attention to its increasingly advanced latest variant, the Iskander-1000. This missile is more than just an upgrade of the original model. Its range of up to 1,000 kilometers makes it a highly strategic weapon and a real threat to the NATO alliance. According to a report by Réseau International, a French military observer noted that in recent years, Russia has gained an extraordinary amount of combat experience. This experience has become a crucial foundation in the modernization of its military arsenal, including the Iskander missile system. The Iskander-1000 not only boasts a longer range, but also impressive precision. It is capable of executing sharp maneuvers in the final phase of its trajectory, while deploying decoys to confuse enemy air defense systems, a technology that makes it nearly unstoppable. It's no surprise, then, that NATO is showing signs of unease. Russia's military modernization clearly represents a threat that cannot be underestimated. Behind the narrative that often seeks to downplay Russia's military capabilities, the reality is that the West is now falling behind, even in fundamental areas such as arms production capacity. And the reasons for concern are real. The Iskander-1000 can be launched with high precision to strike targets on NATO's outer edges directly from Russian territory, or even from the strategically located Kaliningrad region, which borders several Eastern European countries. OTR Online highlighted a sharp statement made by a US military expert, Will Shriver, whose views have surprised many in the West. In a post on the social media platform X, Shriver expressed his admiration for the capabilities of the Iskander missile, while also delivering strong criticism of his own country's missile system, the ATACMS. He claimed to be among the first, back in 2023, to point out the embarrassing failures of the ATACMS missile on the battlefield. One system that has come under scrutiny is HIMARS, long regarded as a symbol of American military strength and precision. Yet behind its impressive reputation, several weaknesses have started to surface, especially after its involvement in the Ukraine conflict. An exclusive organization called the Potomac Officers Club, whose members consist of senior executives from the US government and private sector in areas such as defense, national security, intelligence, and government technology, has revealed several serious issues regarding the performance of HIMARS. Through their official website, they stated that this system has several limitations in its operation in Ukraine. First, from the quantity side. HIMARS is not a cheap system. Shipping HIMARS units abroad incurs very high costs, including transportation fees for both the launchers and the missiles. For a country like Ukraine, which believes that quantity is one of the key factors to victory, this limitation in numbers becomes an issue that cannot be ignored. Second, regarding the firing range. Although known as a long-range weapon, the HIMARS sent to Ukraine has been modified by the US Army to have a shorter range. Many of these launchers cannot fire missiles more than 200 miles. The consequence? This system can no longer be operated from a safe distance, making the hit-and-run tactic, which has been its strength, lose its effectiveness. Worse still, HIMARS has become more vulnerable to counterattacks from Russia. Third, and equally concerning, is its vulnerability to electronic warfare. Russia is known to have developed advanced software and jamming systems capable of tracking and misleading missiles, causing them to fail to reach their target. In a fast-paced and maneuver-heavy battlefield like Ukraine, this lack of protection can make the difference between attacking and being destroyed, especially if HIMARS has to face missiles like Iskander, which have proven capable of destroying ground targets with high accuracy. With all the limitations that are becoming increasingly evident on the battlefield, will other countries still consider HIMARS as a primary option? Or will they start looking into other alternatives, possibly from Russia or even China? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.